Hello to all my viewers, this is Magicalamazing, and in today's tips and tricks video, I'll be going over corrugation and what direction it should be going when you build with it to make your life easier and your builds prettier. Let's get down to it. There are a lot of aspects to consider when making the decision, and many of them come from experience, but in this video I'll be going over a couple of the main ones that I can put my finger on. The most important situation when the direction matters the most is when building cylinders or bending a piece of cardboard. You'll almost invariably want the corrugation running parallel to the curve of the cylinder and the direction of the bend. Not only does this make bending the piece easier, but it also keeps the visuals smooth and clean. In all of my builds, I really can't think of a single time that I did it any other way. This technique, this decision governs most of the pieces that you'll be using to make your guns. And my Hecate 2 is an example, and I will bring that in just a moment, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we have a piece of cardboard with the corrugation running this way. Say I wanted to make a bend right about here. Done. Bent. Simple and easy. Here I've got a piece of cardboard where it's running the other way. Say I wanted to make a bend here. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try again. Not quite where I wanted it. I move it over a little bit. Kinda, but now it's not straight. See what I mean? It does not quite work as well. Here you can see where I've done it with a couple cylinders where it's smoother. Now you can see this strip, and there's a little curve on the end. Here's some more pieces. Those are all bends in the cardboard, so how about this? More bends with the corrugation going lengthwise. Best way to do it. Now, the direction you actually cut the cardboard is important as well. The easiest way to cut out cardboard is as close to perpendicular to the corrugation as possible. So, here you can see a piece of cardboard with the corrugation going this way. I'm going to take my trusty box cutter here and just make a quick cut right there. Now you can see the line is straight, nice and straight and clean. And if I try and pinch the sides, not much happens. It's gonna stay in this shape. Now I'm going to do this the same straight cut, except this time just slightly off from the corrugation. Now I've got a pretty sharp knife, so the cut was pretty straight, but if you got a duller one, oh, and even this one you can see, it's kind of bent. Look at the top, not as smooth, and you can easily deform it and pinch it, and this is not a very good surface to stick stuff to. So you want to try and cut as perpendicular as possible. With that in mind, I usually orient my pieces so that when I cut them out, as much of the cut will be as close to perpendicular to the corrugation as possible. Handles are a prime example. Here's my M200 as an example. You can see the corrugation on the handle is going left to right, so the front and back of the handles are perpendicular to the corrugation. That's because there's more length in those cuts and detail than the top and bottom. You can see the same thing with the handle of the minigun and the handle of the Hecate 2, and the lower receiver of my new Glock. Same thing with the old Glock, though. Although I would say the previous points are the most important and should probably have priority over this one, if you really aren't sure what to do with a piece, or you have something like what I'm about to say in mind, the last thing to consider is strength and stability. The reason having the corrugation parallel to the curve or bend is the best, like I mentioned earlier, is that the cardboard is more susceptible to bending that way. In short, when you need a structural piece, the corrugation should be perpendicular to the direction of how it might bend. And the last order of business to attend to is what you see in front of you now. I've been working on a bit of a channel logo or symbol or whatever, and this is what I came up with, what you see in front of you. There's going to be a link in the description to a straw poll. If you guys can tell me which one you prefer, if you don't like them at all. This is going to be option number 1. This is going to be option number 2. Anyway, if you like what you saw, check out my other tips and tricks videos. And this is Magicalamazing, signing off till next time. See y'all later.